Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Now, we continue the grind up to the batchat. Yes, this is, it's been quite an enjoyable grind. I'm not going to lie. I've actually really enjoyed this grind, and I didn't think I would. I didn't think, I wasn't ever a lover of the whole line other than the tier 10, which of course is the batchat. But playing it, I'm glad I've done the line because I have enjoyed some of the tanks. I've enjoyed the tier 7 so much, and I didn't think I would. And then now, well, I've already done it, but I got up to the tier 8, which again, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it as much as the tier 7 because, of course, tier 7, you can hold your own against tier 8. You come up against tier 6. Tier 8 is a whole different matter. You come up against strong tier 9s. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, the AMX 1390, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as the tier 7. So we're going to obviously have a few games on the AMX 1390. Now, luckily, again, because of free XP, I didn't have to play the tank that long. I mean, I've had 30 odd battles in the tank before I managed to be able to get the tier 9. Now, one thing I would recommend when you are grinding, especially this line, is don't use all your free XP. If you're on tier 8, don't use all your free XP. Save enough XP for when you do get the batchat 25 TAP. You're able to get all the gun, the tracks, the engine, because you do not want to play the batchat completely stock. So I would definitely recommend to save your free XP. So 2000 DPM, 14.8 second on your magazine. Of course, it has 3 shells, 184 pen with 260 on your APCR. Yeah, it's not the best, it's okay, and you do only have 225 pen. But other than that, I mean, 2.8 on your aim time. The stat wise are not too bad with the tank. And of course, when you are, I say all this like it's easy. Now, of course, when you do create a new account, it's a lot easier than if you have an old account, because of course you get into this matchmaking where, well, I think it's the first 5,000 or the first 1,500 battles, something like that. You'll get into this sort of matchmaking, different matchmaking. So I talk that it's so easy. Now, if I was to play the tier 7 and the tier 8 on my own account, yes, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much because you're getting better players, etc, etc. So I do have to add that, like, yes, I'm on my free-to-play account, but it is a lot easier playing this account than it is to play my own account. So I do recognize that. I'm fully aware of that. So I just wanted to add that in. So the AMX 1390, again, it's one of those tanks. You can have fun, you can get wrecked. Like, it's a bit of both. There's some games that you can do really well in it, and then there's some games that you'll pretty much do maybe one clip and then you're done. You get wrecked. Now, the thing with light tanks, now this is a perfect example of how to play light tanks. So I went obviously to the left side of the map. Now, there was one other tank with me. Now, I did notice very early on that we were outnumbered that side of the map. Now, if I was in a stronger tank, then maybe I would potentially stay. But I'm not in a strong tank at all. Everybody can penetrate me. So I thought it was the best option to whiz around the map to the other side and then take these guys out, help my heavy tanks, and then, and it really, honestly, it really worked. Of course, it does help out that there's a couple of tanks behind, and of course it does help out that there is an AT-15 here, and he is now, just for me, a very easy target because he's not able to do anything while I am sat behind, and he's got no one there helping him either. Like, I know there's a tank in front of him, I know there's a tank behind, none of them are looking at me, so he's absolutely had it. There's nothing this guy can do, and I've managed to literally farm 1450 damage just from this guy. So at the moment we're losing. It's a 5 versus 6, now a 5 versus 5, but I honestly believe if I wouldn't have relocated onto this side of the map, it would no way be a win. I mean, you can't sort of guarantee it, but I think we would have just been obliterated from the other side of the map. Now it's a 5 versus 4. I'm trying to get close to this K2, try to get behind him and do exactly the same thing. However, bounce one shot, and I don't bounce the second shot, get the second shot in, and am I going to bounce the third shot? I'm trying to get around, and of course I do bounce. Now, unfortunately for me, he's now backed up enough so I can't circle him, but I don't know why. Thankfully, he decides to look at other players. Now, even at this point, I'm on 2.5k damage. Now, I've reloaded and I can get all 3 shells out into him just to pump my damage up to 3,200. So now I know he's going to be taken care of by the time I reload. I'm then going to move on to the next target, which I know is over here. Now, there's 2 tanks left alive. You know there's one behind, and I know that the other player was over here because I spotted him earlier on. Whether he's still there, time will tell. So we're just going to go forward. Is he still going to be in this bush for a heavy tank? Yes, he is. The T-77, and in fact, it does turn out he was AFK. So I'm going to take that. At this point, I didn't know he was AFK. He's now the last player, and we managed to set him on fire and do over 900 damage there. Can we get up to 1,000 damage? Almost 960 magazine clip into him. Now, are we going to have time to reload and take this guy out? There's 1 shot, 2 shots. Can we get the 3rd shot in? Yes, we can. And then we don't mind that. We don't mind the final kill. We're up to 4,800 damage, and I'm happy with that damage. You know, I'm very happy with that damage. It's not a tank that you can do that damage very often. Of course, on a free account, on a new account, yeah, you may get that, but if you play it on an old account, it will be very, very difficult to get that much damage often. Like, you might get it once every so often, but other than that, like, no chance. So moving on to the next game, again, we are up against tier 7. So again, just like the first game, we're going to cap this base. We're just going to wait around just to see what actually comes, where they come. I hate this map with a tank like this. I like it with a tank with a strong turret or a heavy, anything like that. But anything that is very, very weak, like this AMX, I don't really like it because, you know, there's a lot of hills, there's a lot of places that you can just get torn apart. So yeah, I'm not a lover of Vineyards with a tank with just like this, with no armor whatsoever. So at the moment, I'm now thinking, where do I go? Like, there's loads of tanks in the middle here, and of course I do want to just rush against this T-71, take him out as quickly as possible, and then decide what I want to do, because I don't want to go left. As you can see, there's 3 big tanks there, so I don't want to come up against these guys. However, most of my team have gone sort of the right side there. A couple of them are around the C area, so that's where I decide, as a light tank, do you know what, I'm gonna go and do exactly the same thing as I done the last game. Of course, we do get the Bazonte here. We're ignoring the SU. Like, at the moment, we are quite comfortably ignoring that SU 130 PM to go for that Bazonte. Bring him down low enough for my teammates to take him out. And before you know it, it's now a 6 versus 4. I'm just about to reload my magazine. I switched to the HE. That one doesn't work, but 69 damage. We will go for that. And then again, we do make it up with the other 2 shots. And then my KV4 take him out. So there's 3 tanks left, and I've only done 1,500 damage. We haven't done a lot at the moment, but there is still 3 full hit point tanks to deal with. So the T-25 pilot there, he misses, which then allows me to get all my magazine into him, and then again we can just hide a little bit. The T-32, which doesn't really want to know me, he's looking elsewhere, and then as soon as we reloaded, we can then get our shots into him. So you can see we can penetrate this guy, even with AP, we can penetrate the lower plate, but I've just decided to switch to the APCR just to guarantee my pen. And before you know it, that is now 2,700 damage. We're just about to win on supremacy point. Well, I say we're just about to win. Both sets of teams, is the supremacy points is quite high. So I've decided I'm just going to rush. You know, there's a Tiger here, there's the T25 Pilot there as well, but I just want to go for this Tiger. He is the juicy one. He's got more hit points, and I can just sort of farm this guy before anyone wins on supremacy points. So that is now 3,400 damage. 2 tanks left alive, and again, this guy just have no chance. He has no clue, and that's what I love about this a new account. Like, it's not just about doing massive amount of damage. It's not just about playing sort of in newbie matchmaking. It's more about just seeing how bad some of these players are. Like, I know I get some of them are new, but not all of them are new. They've still had a few thousand battles, but I just still find it quite amusing how bad some people can actually be. So again, we do manage to get the mastery badge, and in fact we've mastered this a little bit, I think, and you know, again, 3,700 damage. I'm happy with that. So we're not going to do another video. I don't think these tanks are worth doing sort of multiple videos off. However, we have now got the tier 9 batchat. We have already got the footage, so stay tuned for the tier 9 batchat. And as you can see, 36 games overall, and we do manage to get 5 mastery badges with that. 5 first classes, 6 second classes, and 10 third classes. So we have actually performed pretty well. Let me know what you think of the AMX 1390 in the comments below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.